Oh, is this it? I'm live? We're all in trouble now. Hope nobody gave up on me. Might have to end this soon. I do have people here. My goodness. Hey, it's good to see y'all. I just figured since Bobby was going to sleep on us, I'd come out and say howdy. I don't really have anything going on, but I'm still here enough. Sort of a nice way to be. Good evening, Janelle RN. Oh, nice to see you too. I don't really have a format for this. This is the first time I've ever tried this. So we're going to see what happens. Hey, there's Ruby Slippers. Good to see you, Ruby. Autumn, I think she's just going to hang out with us here all night. She's been drinking too much coffee. Good to see everybody showing up. I'm sort of happy. I don't know what I can do with this live stream. If I got to get up and refill or something, I could be in trouble. But it is nice to see everybody sort of hanging on here. Come see me. I do like to see everybody greeting each other and saying hello. Everybody sort of has an awesome channel you got to check out and say howdy with. Yeah, I think Bobby called it a night on us, Autumn. He likes to sleep at night. He's not a day sleeper like I am. Makes it more fun that way if you can do that, but it's not easy. It takes years of practice. I'm wondering how you. Uh-oh, now I'm in trouble. Okay. My goodness, the way this works out. Sort of wondering how you might even share this with anybody to get on with you. Sort of new to me. This is like the first time I've tried this live, and I just went live because actually I put up something there. I thought I wanted to go live, and I was going to try and cancel it, and I couldn't find a way to do it. And I saw I had some people up there already, so I figured I better join in. Too much coffee. How can you have too much coffee? Well, I guess you're right there, Autumn. I guess I did. As really having no content on my channel, I never thought like ringing my bell would make any difference. But I suppose those who did it got to notice I'm doing this. And I sort of just did this for, well, I didn't really plan on doing it, but let's say this is sort of my first attempt. So it is what it is. If I'd have known this really worked this well, I might have set up something so I could have some music sound going behind us. Yeah. What about Bobby? No, Bobby hadn't been drinking. He was just juicing it all night. Hi, Miles for days. Good to see you here. I'm surprised you're still up this late. I may even have to save this. This seems to be working out pretty well. But it's sort of been a pretty interesting night all the way along. And everything went well. I can't say anything wrong there. And I'm really sort of surprised this is even working. Janelle are in Southwest Missouri. I'm up here in Kansas City. We're not that far apart. Southwest Missouri. Now, I've got a little place outside of Joplin over there. Mrs. Camille. Glad to see you here, Miss Camille. Are we all the midnight creepers that just don't go to sleep at the regular hour? Janelle grew up in KC? I didn't grow up in KC. I worked for a company that transferred me to KC, but I've been here like 30 years now. Oh, Ruby lived close to Joplin too. I actually got a little place. Well, it's a metal shop actually on some land, but I've got a little place down in it's actually Stella, Missouri. Great big city. Put near 100, 150 people there, I think. Now, in case anybody, y'all don't know each other, and I sort of think a lot of you probably do, but you ought to check each other out and show some love because it's sort of nice. Well, I'm going to have to check out where Cassville is. That's probably another one of them big towns like Stella or something. If you can't find it on a map first, you're not going to find it. Oh, Donovan, yeah. Well, I'm bad with reading names too. If I get them wrong, don't hold it against me. I'm trying my best. Okay, Stella is close. I haven't spent a whole lot of time down there, but I get down there. I probably hang out here more in Kansas City than anywhere else, but well, I've always had some dogs here, so I didn't always get a chance to leave real easy unless I could take them with me if I was going to be gone. Do I fish? Well, I've got a couple of poles, and I have been known to take my pole and look for a good hole. but I'm not any good at it, I guess. No, I'm talking about real fishing pole now. Like going to lakes and rivers. I just haven't been that good at it. I like to go, but I always require like a case of beer to go just in case. Well, Ruby going to take off and go to sleep on us already. Been good to see you show up, though, Ruby. Thank you much. Oh, yeah. Well, I know where Monet is. I've been down there. I'm not real certain about Purdy, but Monet is sort of a bigger town out there in the middle, in anywhere you might say. Chair over here making too much noise behind me. I should do something for some noise around here. Yeah, Highway 37. My actual place down there in Stella isn't. It's sort of like across from Stella. It is a Stella address, but I'm definitely right on Highway D. So that's sort of a neat little spot down there. Of course, I'm up here in Kansas City though, normally. So it's a good little trip to get down there and back every now and then. It's like a few hours driving each way. Oh, you retired there. That's nice. I retired just a few years ago, and since then, that's when I picked up my spot down there in Stella, and I'm still sort of trying to figure out exactly how I can get rid of this place without owing the government too much for owning it, and go down there. It's one of those things like the profit I make on this place, if I don't invest it into something else, they want to tax you like income. And I would rather just take as much money as I could out of this place and buy someplace close by. Yeah, it's one of those things. The government will get you one way or another on that money. They want their share no matter what you do. If you're happy, they want to be happy too. I like it down there, though. I really like the fact that it's sort of like all by itself. Like I'm sort of up here in Kansas City, and I'm in like a neighborhood kind of thing where you got people all over. And well, what I really like about Stella is down there on Highway D, my place. I've got a PA system like for a band, and if I would put that up in my shop and play it out there, I could have the whole town mad at me because I can see the whole town from where I'd be at. Either that or I'd have to keep open doors for an open party for everybody to come over who wasn't trying to sleep. Oh my goodness, here I am. Yeah, this is sort of scary. I'm trying to figure out where all my controls are on here. Don't know where they're at yet. Oh yeah, the Ozarks is real slick down there. Actually, what I sort of liked about Stella was not only were you like just outside a whole bunch of states, uh, but I mean, you know, like I could be like in Kansas or Arkansas within minutes. Sort of a nice idea. I sort of liked it because it was sort of like in the middle of like four different lakes too for a lot of different stuff you could do. 15 miles from Arkansas. I think Stella is down there far enough in the corner. I mean, so close to Joplin that you're not even that far away. It might be 15 miles to either state. It's sort of a nice setup. Mrs. James still want to get even with Bobby tomorrow. That sounds good. I'm sure y'all know about Maurice King. I'll and it's Mrs. James who's talking to us under Maurice. Oh yeah, Table Rock. That's a nice lake too. I'm thinking where I'm at might be a little further south, maybe from you just a little bit, not much. Oh, it'd sort of be nice down there though if I can eventually get down there. I would love to sort of get some sort of a pontoon or something to be able to drag over to all the lakes around there. They're all like within an hour or so. No, I haven't been to State Park down that way yet. Not Roaring River for sure. I'd remember that, I think. A lot of nice country out there. I'm really willing to explore. I just sort of have to figure out how to get out of this deal and not take too big a loss. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of lakes down there that are real nice. Like I say, that spot I'm in sort of puts me like sort of in the middle of like four of them. And one of them is that one right there in Branson. Boy, I'll get the name wrong for sure. But they're not too far away. They're all within like an hour, hour and a half. You could be there for like the weekend or whatever. But I'm still sort of stuck up here in Casey. You know, if I left here, I don't know if I'd miss it. Things in Kansas City aren't near as nice as they used to be. I actually used to live in the city before I moved out up away from the city. And the way it is in the city anymore, no, I don't want to be there. There you go. That's not actually a Mrs. King there you're talking to. That's Mrs. James. Uh, Maurice is in the hospital. And he does have some good friends. Keep, keep a close eye on him. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I'm still trying to look at these controls here and see what else is going on and working. I am sort of surprised at some of these things. Oh yeah. KU Medical Centers, they're still here, of course, and still big. Oh yeah, Raytown's not real far from here. Mrs. James would be the one best to answer that. I think Maurice is doing okay from what I've heard, but I'm not there. Yeah, Blue Ridge Mall, that's still sitting there for sure. As a matter of fact, that state route where Blue Ridge Mall is, like where 291 meets I 70, I'm actually on 291, but I'm like way up north. Oh, okay. Well, Maurice had to actually, he went in for a third surgery. And of course, that was fresh today, but he's out and he's back in his room, from what I understand. Well, I'm certain all prayers would be appreciated for him, without a doubt. He's quite more of a hero than I'm wanting to tell everybody at this point. But he got sort of caught up in somebody else's attempted robbery, and he got shot. But both robbers are gone. Hi, Misfits. Good to see you. I've this is the first attempt. I've never tried it before. Still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. Oh, Amber comes in here. We got trouble now. I'm going to check these buttons over here. Okay. Just so I know what they do. Yep, I don't have anything going on, Amber. Autumn, I'm sorry. I've Amber says she'll be good. But yeah, I'm going to have to add a few names of my favorite people on here to get it working. Without a doubt. I'm not sure how I can do it from right here. From what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing me being able to do too much from here. So, yes, I'm definitely a rookie at this. This is like the first time I've ever gone live. And I'm looking at this live screen here the way I'm on it, and it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? I think I got to open up a few more pages, maybe get back to my own channel and copy some names and stuff to get this stuff to work right. As a matter of fact, uh-oh, that ain't getting me nowhere. Yeah, I better come back here because that looks bad. Amber's just happy to get her tickles in. That's all there is to it. Huh. You know, a lot of these controls all work the same. I'm just missing a few here somewhere. There you go. Take a look at this again here. Something might show up here. No. Oh, here we go. Let's try one more. Oh, this might be onto something here. Yeah, I got the volume on. Yeah, probably push on the wrong thing and do something wrong here. Hey, you know, you got to find you a good grower, Misfits. Yeah, I'm still not seeing how, even from this page over here, I'm not seeing how I can do some things I need to do. Let me go back over here. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, I was sort of, you know, there's a few things I'm not finding here. Like if I got to get up and go for a refill here, I don't see how I get off camera anywhere. How long can the fella go dry? My goodness. Actually, you know, Misfits, all I really claim is Winston's because they're still legal here in Missouri. So beyond that, just tell yourself it's vodka. Put a towel over the screen for now. Oh, I'd just leave you all with a blank screen. I'd rather leave you with my logo or something at least. There you go. Mrs. James got the right idea. Send Bobby a picture. Then he can worry about it. Well, I'm looking around here. There ain't nothing for the camera on here I'm seeing nowhere. And usually I'm pretty good at spotting that kind of stuff. Let's see. And if I go over on this, no, that screen ain't got nothing either. I got a microphone, a curved arrow, a big red end stream, but nothing good. Yeah, I'm still not seeing no kind of camera anywhere, that's for sure. Well, I know y'all just want to give Bobby a hard time tonight. That's all there is to it. It's a good thing he went to sleep so he don't have to put up with it. Well, yeah, right down here close to this microphone button. I don't know. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 6 dots, one on the screen. I got a microphone, and then I got like an arrow pointing over, and then I got a big red button that says end. You know. Oh well, now there has to. You, of course, I'm certain you're thinking of like why Bobby's in trouble, and there was something about he wasn't sure quite what things looked like, and he got caught. Yeah, the big red button says end stream, so that's sort of the one I want to avoid. I'm sort of wondering what this little arrow pointing over to the side does. That might cause me trouble too. Well, here goes. I'm gonna put. Let's see what this arrow does. Oh, that's just the share button. That ain't nothing. I don't do all that stuff. Well, yeah, I hit the microphone. It crossed it out, so maybe I wasn't being able to talk on that one. But I'm not seeing nothing for a camera on this page. That's sort of unusual. I can pop out chat, but I don't know what I'd want to do that for. Uh-oh. There we go. There's got to be something I'm missing somewhere over here. It's showing me like I got people and I got thumbs up and I'm live and how many minutes I've been going. Oh, yeah. Sort of funny. I just don't see anything that controls camera at all. And I thought that'd be sort of a main thing out there. If I pull the plug, I guess that'd do it, huh? Oh, yeah. I got an extra one. I got an extra thumbs up here, Pop. No, yeah. 5 people, 5 thumbs up. I'm doing great. Oh, I got 6 on now? Well, that 6 might include me. I'm not sure. Oh, here comes the truth now. Bobby was trying to say that Mrs. King had a big butt when he played the song. At least that's what she's thinking. So she's going to get him now. Dang it. Yeah, in the doghouse. We even had him play Moving On Over, the Thorogood song. Well, you see behind me, I got at least 3 guitars here. I don't play them; they're just there for looks. No, I'm lying to you. I've sort of played guitar for a few years, but I've been out of practice for the last couple, without a doubt. That tallest one, of course, is a bass, and then I've got these 2 others back here, and those are 2 that I built. Like I got the body cuts, and I put the necks on them and loaded them up with the electronics I wanted in them. And they both actually they're set up like the action and everything is sort of the same. It's like playing one guitar or the other. They feel like you're playing the same guitar. They just have different sounds to them, which is sort of neat. I sort of took the class on how to build them, so I've been playing around with them ever since. I've always sort of started out with good guitars and had other people take care of them for me. But once I took the class and figured out what was going on there, it made it a lot more fun. How come you can't keep these things lit anymore? I don't want to get in on the truth. Okay, Amber, you make sure you get your reading over there. Yeah, I sort of like this whole idea. I'm just, like I say, I'm not certain what I can do to pop this camera out because it's not showing me anything for it. I'm certain if I pulled a plug, it'd probably do something, but that'd take the mic out too. This is James. You got to learn how to layer clothes. That's all there is to it. This cold ain't no fun, and it can kill people. You don't want to be stuck out there for long if you ain't dressed warm enough. Yeah, it was too late by the time they did that to me, though. Hello there, Celia. I hope that's right. 3636. Good to have you here. Yeah, I'm still guessing on this screen though. I'm missing what I really need most, I guess. I'm sort of thinking this is working out pretty good too. Oh, your father's name was Clifford. I grew up north, and I was probably 15 years old before I ever met anybody with the same first name. And I moved down south to Texas, of course, and I met quite a few people with the same first name, so I didn't feel too bad about it after that. Sort of a lot of fun though. Having an odd name or an unusual name. It was unusual up north, a little more common down south, without a doubt. I was uh, I was actually sort of born up north, but that's not where I probably started at. Yeah, yeah. Cliff is sort of the easiest short for Clifford, but according to my birth certificate, I was originally named Cliff Tunn, and I was always told my name was Clifford. So by the time I went to retire, I had to go to court to make sure I changed my name so it was right for retiring to Clifford. Sort of funny, you grew up called that all your life, and all of a sudden you got to change your name to make sure that's right. You know what I mean? No, I'm not seeing any extra buttons up here. Oh, that's not what I want. Dang it, not a camera button inside here. YouTube on. Oh well. You think they're under settings? Well, the only settings. No, the only settings I got is on the chat button here. Yeah, and it ain't telling me nothing about no camera. I got a microphone showing. I just don't have a camera showing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I recognize on here. I'm just sort of missing the stuff I really need. That's the funny part. Well, let's see. Uh-oh. No, that don't do nothing. It's sort of nice when you can click on something and it doesn't do anything to you. Yeah, I'll have to check out these settings here later for sure. Uh-oh, Amber's back. Florence's readings are over. I'm Randy Tritt. Good to see you show up. I'm new here too. This is the first live I've ever tried. I got to admit, it's sort of a lot of fun, but I'm still trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. I mean, control wise, I'm sort of lost. Maybe because I went live, I can't turn my camera off or something. I don't know. It's one of those things, but I'm here. Uh, well, I don't know if it's what broke my YouTube shell. I've been on live. I've just never done live on my own. I'm trying to figure out how this is supposed to work. And I sort of thought I had it, but I'm still sort of checking it out. Yep. First time is always the hardest. After you do it a few times, you get the hang of it, I guess. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what you want to do here. Oh, there's so many things here to learn on YouTube. It's hard to catch up. You got to sort of learn what you want to do first. Well, I've never thought it was, like I've been live before, like on another channel with Bobby McNutt. And of course, being on somebody else's channel is always pretty easy. You know what I mean? But this is sort of like the first time I've ever popped up live, true, and here myself. Oh, that's breaking the YouTube shell going on my own channel live? Okay. Well, I reckon you really don't have to talk about anything in particular. Is just sort of try and be friendly with everybody that's come to see you. Unless, of course, you're trying to maybe direct your videos. Now, I've never thought about this as like a certain particular kind of channel. I've always just like watched videos and liked them and kind of thing. And like, I don't really have anything on my channel either. This will probably be my second video. And my goodness, it's already too long. I mean, don't get me wrong, but according to what I sort of like to watch on a video, when they start getting this long, it's like I got to set special times just to go see them. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's about what it is. It's a random channel. I'm just I'm an old duffer. I'm retired and I'm just having a good time, and that's the best I can tell you. I don't have a set agenda. Uh, I have played with guitars. I've got dogs. I'm retired. I'm retired and I'm having fun. You know. Well, actually, those guitars in the background, one of them is actually a bass, of course, the tall one, and the other two are ones I built. So I like guitars too. I've got I've got about 15 guitars altogether, I think, and I do have Fenders, Gibsons, and well, of course, the ones I've built, and the Peavey, like the bass. I've got two of those basses one set up with like heavy strings and one set up with light strings, so you get the different sounds out of them. But I don't know. I like guitars. I find them sort of interesting. Oh, now see, I got to admit, like I always like to be on break, and when I finally went to retire, this was like being on break, and I can do that. Well, I don't know. I guess I played quite a bit of stuff, but mostly I do like Southern rock, 60s and 70s. I do some hard rock too, don't get me wrong. But I mean, I sort of play a little bit of everything. I don't know. Yeah, that was one thing though. When I decided it was time to retire, I took the chair. I mean, I figured I was through up running around and chasing stuff. It was time to enjoy. And I will admit, other than maybe sober Sundays, which I don't necessarily practice every week or Sunday, uh, most of the days I do have a good time. Amber, I think you got about the right idea. I felt it was time for me to start enjoying myself, taking care of me, and like, well, good luck with everybody else. I'm going to be happy. If you don't like it, too bad. I figured that was a great outlook on life, and whatever I've got left of it, I'm going to make dang sure that I'm the one who's happy with it. Of course, I got to admit, like my parents, my father died at like the age of 46, and I've well outlived him. My mother, however, lived into her 80s, and I'm not there yet. So maybe you could think of which one I take after better. Although, from what I've seen, I do look more like my mother. You got it. But the funniest part is I'm taller than both of them. Yeah, it was. My father did die at a young age, but he was in the military too, and a lot of it I think had to do with that. I was at the age like we still had the draft when I grew up, and of course I got my draft notice. I got my greetings from Uncle Sam. I went in like I was supposed to do, and they took one listen to my heart and told me I had a heart murmur. They didn't want me. And that was the first time I'd ever heard there was supposed to be something wrong with me. But it's never bothered me, so I don't know. They just didn't want me. Great grandma lived to be 90. Actually, I'm trying to think like my mother's mother. My mother lived till she was in her 80s. And I think my mother's mother sort of died pretty near the same age. But it was one of those things. She lived close to the church, and rather than have anybody drive her, she walked over, and she went to church and died in church. I guess that's a blessed way to go. Ooh, okay. Alzheimer's. Now here's the funny part. Uh, my father died from cancer of the liver. I don't think it was necessarily all alcohol related, but he did have a few. Well, I got to admit, if you're going to go anywhere, uh, church would be the place. It just sort of seems fitting. Ooh. Okay, I got to get up out of here for just a second. I'm going to be right back, but I got to shut this heat off. It's killing me in here. There we go. It's one of those things. Goes to show you how lazy I've been since I've retired. I did go out. I got a thermostat bad in the house. I did go out and buy a thermostat last year. I just haven't gotten around to changing it yet because this one, as long as I plug it in, the heater or the air conditioner kicks on. It just don't shut off at temperature. And it keeps running until you're either cooking or you're freezing, depending on what it's set for. Well, actually, it's sort of funny about that, Amber. Like the drinking and smoking. Uh, my mother never really smoked. I mean, I remember her picking up a pack once and trying them and gave up. You know what I mean? Of course, my father smoked, and well, they both, like were they didn't drink. I mean, they didn't. Well, my father might have drank every day, but I know Mama didn't. And it's just sort of funny. I I was probably like 8, 9 years old before I realized that like not everybody could pull their teeth out, and put them in the cup at night, you know. Wow, 93, Mama, yeah, that's good. Yeah, Janelle, I'll go along with that for sure. Um, it was I'm thinking it was more like military related because of the young age. He wasn't that big a drinker. I mean, but I he was actually he was a tank driver in the Korean War, and I don't know what he got into over there, but I know his tank did get hit. I wasn't. I probably wasn't real thrilled about like going in for my welcome letter from Uncle Sam, but of course I did. Well, see you at 3636. Great to have you showing up and get you some rest. Hope to see you again soon. Amber, that's a good story right there. Smacked it because you can. Well, I'll try. I mean, thank you, Celia. I mean, I'll try. This is just sort of like my first one, and I just sort of jumped on here just to check it out. Well, actually, I didn't even want to jump on here and check it out, but I hit the camera on the top, and it set me up into this, and it posted that I was going to be on, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do now? So I went ahead and tried it out to figure out how I could shut it off, and here I am. I'm still looking for the camera logo though. They either hiding on me or they didn't give it to me on this one. I was on live last night on somebody else's channel, of course, and instead of having the little icon up there saying I was live, it kept saying I was off air, but I was there. I sort of like this, you know, it's sort of an easy way to make friends. I think sort of everybody should do it. Of course, the hard part is trying to figure out how to do it. Oh no. And what about having a pint hiding back in there? Oh, dang it. And having somebody pour it out on you, mama. Oh, my goodness. How how could you fight her, though? You know, the whole family being in you. What types of channels do I watch? I watch all sorts of stuff. I like, well, I sort of like everything. I like homesteading. I like canning. I like auto works. I like, I'm actually a retired millwright. So I sort of have a lot of stuff I do, of course, but I sort of like to watch about anything that's not boring or telling me how to kill myself. You know what I mean? And what I mean by well, I guess when I say boring is some people sort of talk like they're trying to teach you something, and if you don't care like what they're trying to teach you, then it's sort of a. And a lot of times I get that from like nutritional people, like you know they're canning and homesteading and carrying on, and they want to tell you about the nutritional this, that, and the other thing, and you know. I want to either know how to can it or, you know, I don't need to know too much about it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, you know. So I'm sort of particular on a lot of that, but I do like to just see all sorts of different stuff, see what's on. I watched all sorts of junk. I play with. I've got a PS4 in here and a PS3 in the living room, and I like to play games, but I'm not really a gamer. I just like to play. It kills time, you know. Hey, now Amber, don't be lying now. You know I've been over to check out your channel, without a doubt. Now I still haven't gotten around to watching as much as I wanted to about your solar setup, but you got to admit now, I didn't know about your washing machine. Of course, I got to admit though, I met you online through Bobby, so you weren't a channel that I was familiar with before, but I do like what you have on there. Autumn was mad. What are you mad about? Oh well. I know you always try to give everybody a hard time, Amber. I think that's what I like about you. Yeah, I do sort of like those time lapse ones or the fast forward where you see them scooting along in action, like twice the speed they should be moving. I like those too. Well, that's sort of one of the things, Janelle, that's one of the things I really sort of like about the internet is there's always sort of uh, anything on there you want to see. Like if you got a question about how to do something, if you want to see the news, if you want to see people cracking up, you want to see comics, whatever, it's all there. And actually, I sort of started really with YouTube, like watching old TV shows and music that I liked. So you can grow out. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff to see. That's what I need is people to clean and fast feed over here. I don't want to tell you I'm lazy or nothing, but house cleaning is not one of my favorite duties. It's quite a bit of work for me just to make the bed in the morning when I get up, let alone get over to my chair to watch more YouTube. Well, I say get out of bed in the morning, but morning to me is when I wake up, and I usually wake up late afternoon at best. Yeah, I'm sort of like a lot of people. If I can get from one end of the house to the other and nothing's in the way, it's pretty good. I keep thinking I got to get my shop vac from downstairs on. Start to chase up the big stuff that the regular sweeper just shouldn't handle. I got one of them fancy. Well, I say fancy. It's old, but it's one of those. Well, it's a rainbow vacuum cleaner. They take water for a filter in the bottom. So, like instead of filling up a big bag and throwing it in your garbage, you cloud up this chunk of water and you flush it down your toilet instead. Sometimes with dog hair and carpet fuzz and everything else it picks up, you might have to change that water pretty often. But I hate to clean. I like things clean. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I just hate to do it. It's like cooking. I love to cook, and I'm sort of pretty good at it, especially for what I do cook. But it's the cleaning up after the cooking that really gets me away from it. Yeah, those rainbows were meant to last. I like mine. Actually, when I was a teenager, I hate to say it, but when I was a teenager, I sold them babies from door to door, and ever since then, I've sort of always wanted one. And actually, I've got two of them right now. In case one dies, I've got the other one till I order parts. So I was a door to door vacuum cleaner salesman. Got many a good offer at a few doors. But you got to have them together as a couple to sign the paper. That's what always made it the most fun, I think. Never know what you were getting into when you went there. Had to keep your eyes open, your head low, and your feet ready to move. And I guess I could say about all these rainbow stuff I've got is the only thing I'm missing is the actual little carpet shampooer deal they had, the one with the whole wand on it, not the spray one. Uh-oh. Hey, there's Crispy Living. Howdy. Good to see you. I got to tell you, this is my first attempt at this, so you're sort of stuck with what it is. Well, thank you, Janelle. It's been great having you here. If it's bedtime, go for it. You let me keep you awake. I'll keep you awake all night long till you're hurting. Janelle. How can I get names wrong? Sometimes it takes a little bit to get both eyes in focus at the same time. Amber, now you're just trying to be sweet to me. That's all there is to it. Well, I don't know how I'm doing. I could probably tell you if I save this and watch it and go, oh my God, I did that. But I think it's a lot of fun. You sort of get to meet people. You know, you get your friends to meet each other, people you've met here and there on other channels. I sort of like it. Like I say, I've been able to, don't get me wrong, I've been able to go live for months, of course, like on my own without a problem, but I've never really done my own. I've always sort of liked to be over at Bobby's channel because I sort of like what he does over there, and I like him too, and everybody else over there. But the meeting new people and bouncing around, that's sort of fun. I think that's the funniest part is I've had my channel for years now, but I've never done anything with it other than watch everybody else's videos, Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the funniest things I think about YouTube is like anything you got to do. If you got to fix something around the house, you got to work out on the car, you want to learn how to fix, I mean, anything you want to do, you want to learn how to do some canning, you want to can up some lunch, you want to, it's all out there. It's just a matter of watching enough of it to figure out exactly what they're doing that you're not, you know. Oh, chopping wood tomorrow. That's going to be some tough work there. Bone chilling 22 there. I think last time I checked, it was like 13. But of course, that's supposed to be our low for the night day or whatever. That was supposed to be our low. So it was sort of early and it should be getting warmer, I hope. Yeah. Well, I never really got on anybody's live chat either on them till I went on Bobby's. And well, actually, I've been watching a few other people doing live chats, and they were talking about this particular uh, cam with the mic setup as well. I think it's like a Logitech 920 C, as a matter of fact. And well, since I picked it up, I sort of got it like for a Christmas present for myself. And since I got it, I sort of been playing with it. I like it. However, if you're going to go live in a few days here and you want me to see it, I'm either going to have to see it afterwards or I'm hoping it's late enough for me to be awake. I sort of tried to jump up on early the other day when I sort of just after I got up. And it was sort of funny, of course, like everybody I know and like was saying hi to me, and my fingers just wouldn't work. I couldn't get the dang keyboard to say hi to anybody worth a darn. Well, now if your streams are going to get wild, I might want to see them. I don't know if you save them or not. Maybe I have to catch them live then. But try and set your time up a little later so I can catch it. Ooh, 14. That's like it is here, huh? When it gets that cold, it's just too cold to be out there. I don't care what anybody says. You want to get out there and do what you need and get back in a hurry. My big buddy over here is trying to, I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's just repositioning. He's turning around in a circle to get him another spot there. Oh, you're drinking that coffee to warm up? Uh-oh. I think my buddy's about to give me the big whoop over here. He wandered out to the hall this time. That looks like he's going to lay down out there. He's going to get him a fresh spot. I don't know about summer. Summer gets a little too hot. Actually, like I'm originally from up around Cleveland, and I have lived in Texas. And Texas was always sort of hot to me. I always kept the midnight routine in Texas and trying to sleep in the air conditioning during the day, the heat of the day. And Missouri here is sort of where I'm at. It gets like pretty close to just as hot. And I'm not sure. Well, of course, I've worked for years out in the heat without a problem. Don't get me wrong there. But I just sort of, I guess what I really like is I like between 70 and 80 degrees. And if it's off of that, I'm not sure if I like it that much. Yeah, that heat, it not only doesn't mess with your lungs, but it messes with everything. Well, the funniest part about like in when I was down there around Houston, when it was hot, like I remember one day down there, I was listening to the radio, and they were saying like the humidity was 200%. And my whole thought was, well, how can it be that high? I'm not swimming, you know. But it's the humidity that really sort of gets to it too. A drier heat is sort of a lot better for you. See now, Amber, that's the whole thing. If you live up north, you can always put more clothes on to stay warm. But when you live down south, you can only get so naked and they arrest you. Can't let it all hang out or they'll get you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Quit fussing. He ain't looking. Hey, what's all that fuss over there? Easy, you old fussy butt. He's a good old boy, but he's got a big whoop on him. Well, now he's getting fussy. Well, I wish I knew where I could shut this camera off at. Florida for 13 years. My goodness. That's putting up with the heat. Well, I don't know about Florida. I would think, you'd sort of always get some air down there. But, well, Houston right there on the Gulf Coast. We always had some air down there too, I guess, maybe, but it was always sort of sticky. And then, I don't know, that's like the funniest thing, like you're used to being up north and you get that winter, like even here, you get just enough winter to kill off like most of the bugs outdoors. Where like down in Houston, man, you never really got much of that. I remember it snowed once down there. They shut down the whole city, and it was more just a dust, and I had to laugh about it. But they got some skeeters down there around Texas that, man, I'll tell you, they could buzz a turkey. Hey. What? 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 Come here. Let's see you. I guess he just wants to be. Okay. Give it up. I'll throw something at you. You don't care? No. It's only because I can't hit you. Here, chew on this for a while. Oh. I think I got to do something with this boy. Yeah, when you're in that kind of heat, you definitely want to stay in the water, cool off. I always thought the Gulf was nice, like a little salt water was good. But I found out there's some stuff floating around in that salt water you don't want to mess with. I hate to tell you how. Hey, come here. Come on. This ain't doing it. I'll come over. I'll come over and whoop your butt. You don't care? Come on over here. Let me whoop your butt. That's good. Come on. There you go. That's my buddy. You don't care if I whoop his butt as long as I don't hit him too hard. I don't know what he's putting up all this fuss for this time of night. Yeah. Oh, Daytona Beach in Tampa. That'd be nice. I had a friend of mine I went to high school with, and when his parents retired, they went down there by Tampa, and well, he sort of ended up moving down there after he got out of the service and all, and it was sort of funny because once his last parent died, he moved back up north. I think Philadelphia is where his sister moved to. Oh, come here, you old fusser! That big dog gonna get me. That big dog gonna get me. Big dog gonna bite me. I think he just wants some attention. I've only had this poor boy for, well, a little over a year. I had his best buddy, but oh, you know, you're gonna knock everything over, you old big-headed dog. You. It turns out though, my buddy left for St. Thomas, and I ended up with this guy. Of course, if he wasn't best friends with the dog I had, I'd have never took him. But since he was going to St. Thomas and this dog wasn't going to have a home, he's mine. There we go. Yeah, he's an English Mastiff. He's as big as they come. He's over 200 pounds. He's put near my size. I don't know if you noticed, his head was every bit as big as mine. Like my hand is like the size of his ear. You know? Yep. Don't do that. Arr, 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 arr. How many times I got to tell you no? Arr, 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 arr. I get to fuss back at him once in a while. I had some cactus over there in the kitchen growing. I sort of like cactus, but I think he got in and stepped on one of the needles somewhere and got it up in his paw, and he's been trying to chew it out ever since. So I always got to make sure he quits chewing on his paw, because he'll open them babies right up. Well, that one in particular, he'll open that one right up trying to get that thing back out of there. Well, seeing as how we're coming up on a good time here, and I'm going to have to do a few things around here to get them done. I certainly appreciate everybody who showed up, without a doubt. But I think I'm going to have to hit this end stream here and maybe try and figure out how to work some other stuff on here. Oops. But I appreciate y'all showing up for this. I was sort of surprised. It was really sort of amazing to have so many friends show up at once for a fluke that I wasn't really planning on doing. Okay, you happy now? I don't know how long this is going to last, but He's laying down on the floor over here, so he's only about knee high right now. But I want to thank everybody for showing up and being so sweet and kind. I'm going to take a few of y'all here because I know you by name, and I'm going to set you up as mods. I'll have to do that off of this page, of course. But you still got to try and figure out how I can get all these controls right. So thank you all, and we'll talk to you again soon. Probably on Bobby's channel tomorrow night. But y'all have a good night now. Stay out of trouble and have fun. Okay? Good night. Ooh, look at this. My goodness, another pop-up screen I never expected. All right.